Hey, Jahcobi, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I know you got to campus a little bit later than a lot of the rest of the team. How's the adjustment for you? I mean, brand new coaching staff. I'm sure a lot of things have changed. I mean, what's been the hardest change for you to kind of get used to?
I would say the adjustment's going really well. The coaches are very understanding and very detailed with their explanation. But I wouldn't really say there's any like real hard adjustment or anything like that. It's just playing at the level of competitiveness that they're used to and just doing the things that they want us to do on the basketball court, making winning plays and just practicing hard and just getting used to the chemistry with this new coaching staff.
What's the competition for you like with these guys at guard? There's a lot of guys around your size that can really go. What are you seeing every day in practice, and who's kind of standing out to you?
I definitely say my boy Ian standing out. Ian DuBose, he's a big, strong guard, physical, athletic. So it's good competing with him in practice. We really push each other. And, we have high hopes for this year, high expectations. We want to do a lot of big things in the ACC. We feel like we're both big-time guards that could really make an impact in this league. So we're just pushing each other every single day and just trying to get better one day at a time.
Jahcobi, is he there in the room with you?
Yeah, he is.
You're not obligated to say that, right?
I know I'm not. It's just an honest answer.
Well, you talked about the new coaches and adjusting to them, but there are a lot of new players on this team. I mean, you guys, it looks almost like a brand new roster. What's been the challenge of trying to build chemistry when you can't be doing all the stuff that you would normally be doing in a non-COVID-19 year?
Yeah, like little things like just team gatherings and usually last year we'll meet up at Coach Manning's house whenever there's recruit, just little team gatherings that we can't really do as often or be as close to each other as we're used to. But we're just really finding that chemistry on the court. I mean, that's really what matters when it comes down to it. We're all going to see each other outside of the gym, but what happens in the gym is what's most important for us right now. A lot of people are doubting us, so we're not really worried about what happens outside the gym. Chemistry-wise, we're worried about grinding on the court and just getting better every single day, like I said before.
Jahcobi, Coach mentioned having a scrimmage on Saturday, just doing the whole game day experience, what it's going to be like up under him. How important is that for you guys?
It's very important. It's very important because it sets the tone. It lets us see why Coach puts certain guys in certain positions and why certain guys should be playing certain minutes and be handling the ball in certain positions, things like that. So it's very important for us. We take those days serious. We take every single day serious because everything matters, right? It's coaching staff. They're very big on the little details. And like I said, everything matters to them and everything matters to us, right? So we're just trying to follow along, follow their lead, and just play as hard as we can for them.
What do you think you guys can get out most of that, the first one coming up this Saturday, and what are you hoping to learn maybe from Coach Forbes in that situation?
We'll really see what game-like situations are with Forbes, not really stopping it when he has a teaching point or anything like that, because if it's as game-like as they say it's going to be, then you can't really just stop the play in the middle of the play. So just seeing what the game-like situations are, X's and O's on the side, just getting more of a feel for live gameplay, in the heat of the moment. And I'm excited to see how certain guys are on the team, when things get rowdy or things might go the opposite way that we expect, just seeing who's really willing to battle through mistakes, things like that. So this definitely gives us a good scope on the team and see how we're going to be going forward.
Jahcobi, what's it been like for you just kind of shifting from a guy who was, a backup last year and then kind of jumping into a full-on competition this year?
I mean, it's really no different. I mean, I ended off the season starting like the last, I think, 5-6 games, something like that. So I really just want to leave off on a good note. Just leave off where just continue where I left off, right? Just keep on that uptrend, just keep showing that I have more to prove. I feel like I worked a lot on a lot of aspects of my game this year, and I feel like it's a lot of things that I could show, So I'm just excited to see who's really working. It's been a long quarantine, long COVID, so I'm excited to go out there and compete and just win. I'm just excited to go win.
Jahcobi, what did you really work on in the off season on yourself and your personal game?
I worked on my jumper a lot, first and foremost. Definitely felt like I had to be a lot better shooter. I didn't think I shot it bad, but I didn't shoot it at a high clip, right? So just getting up more attempts, quicker release, working on my conditioning, because to be a great defender down the stretch, you got to be in good shape. You got to be able to win 50-50 balls and things like that. So just working on my all-around game, everything a point guard needs, even being a better leader, the mental side of the game, things like that. So I've just been working on everything, really.
It's kind of following up on that, Jahcobi. Walk me through, pretend it's like the first day of school. What did you do on your summer break? I mean, I believe you went south and trained with somebody for a while. Where'd you go and who'd you work with and what did that do for you?
So first I went to Florida. That's where my parents reside, right? So I stayed there and I worked with my longtime trainer, Mike Souza. I've been training with him since I was about 13 years old. And he's like a brother to me. We have a great relationship. We worked on everything, foot speed, hand-eye coordination, everything. Even when we couldn't get a gym, we're out there on the beach early in the morning. We're out there on the outdoor courts doing everything we can, right? Just building. We knew that the quarantine wasn't going to last forever. So we just wanted to take it as a chance to get ahead, right? So we just took it as a chance to get ahead. And then I stayed in Florida for about 2-3 months. I don't know. And then I went back home to Canada. And I was working with some of my Team Canada trainers over there. My boy Marlo Davis, he coaches at Crestwood, my old high school. That's someone I've been working out with for a while as well. And pretty much the same thing. We were able to get more gyms. When I was in Canada, I had more access over there. So just in the gym every single day, working on everything. I mean, it wasn't really – I would say the one thing I focused on the most was definitely my jump shot, just getting up hundreds of makes every single day. But overall, just working on all aspects of the game. We knew we had a lot of time to work on different things. So every single day we're just attacking something new and just really just locking in all summer.
How much of you putting time into your jump shot was something that you knew you needed to do, and how much of it was understanding what Coach Forbes' system is?
I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's Forbes' system or not, I'm a basketball player, so I got to work on all aspects of my game. So I wasn't really thinking about the system and things like that. Of course I was, but I'm knowing that at the end of the day, I got to be an all-around basketball player. And regardless where I'm at in the system, I got to be able to make plays. I got to be able to knock down open shots no matter who the coach is, what team I'm on. So just working on my game overall, like I said, and just knowing that I got to be a better catch and shoot shooter and just working on all those things.
I believe some people last year said that you were a better shooter than you gave yourself credit for. I think one of them is the guy that used to wear the number that you have now, right? That's where you switched to 0?
Yeah, I switched to 0. Be chill.
What went into the number? Why the number changed? You wanted that number?
The number I've been wearing all my life. I wore 0 in high school. I wore 0 in the AAU, things like that. So I actually tried to get him to change it last year, and I gave him a good bargain. It came down to the wire. He did a little Instagram poll, like, should I change my number or not? And I came out on the losing side. I lost big, so he called his mom in front of me, everything, and she was like, "No way, like my baby's number 0," and I'm like, "Oh man, I'll get it next year," So it's definitely a number I've been used to wearing all my life, but I'm like, it's B Chills. He's had it 4 years, I gotta let him rock out. But next year, I'm definitely grabbing that 0.
If you had taken 0 from him, he would have had to change his Twitter and Instagram handles.
It wasn't really my fight to win. I had to try though. I had to try.
Anything else for Jahcobi? All right.
No, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Jahcobi.
Thanks, Jahcobi.
All right, we got Ian DuBose here.
Yeah, Ian, Jahcobi just kind of gave you a shout out a couple minutes ago. What's it like just competing against him, every day in practice?
He's a competitor. He plays hard. He's a really good player. I watched some film coming in, just checking him out and seeing what he can do on the court. And so, like I said, he's a really good player. We push each other every day, and so he's been stepping up. He's been stepping into the new role he's had. So it's good to compete against him. We're, iron sharpens iron. So we've been pushing each other and definitely getting better from it.
Ian, what's been the uniqueness of trying to build some team chemistry in a year where you're limited in in-person contact and you can't do all the things that you would normally do? What's been the challenge like?
It definitely has been a challenge. I mean, it's been different than any other year of my college career. Usually you go do things with guys. Maybe you go bowling, go get food, everything's kind of more restricted and limited. So those opportunities to build team chemistry off the court have been a little bit more difficult, but it kind of makes the time with the team in practice, in the locker room, the time that we have more valuable. So I think that making the most out of every moment with that has been good. And I think the chemistry on the court has been coming along. I've definitely seen the progression from when I first got here in the summer to now. The chemistry's got a lot better, guys getting more comfortable with each other, guys knowing each other's games, knowing where they like the ball on the court. And so it's been an adjustment, but it's kind of more focused around, on the court, working together and cooperating through each difficult time in practice or it's a good time in practice. We're coming together and doing it as a unit. So that's the biggest thing about chemistry.
Can you guys look at Saturday too with the mock game, and that can really boost the chemistry there too?
Most definitely. I know I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of guys are looking forward to it. And I mean, it's probably going to be the first time any of us have played a regulation game with with the clock and stop like a regular game in maybe since last year, honestly. So I'm excited for it. That's why we play the sport. You want to play the game. So I'm excited to just get some live action and see the guys all compete at a high level. So I'm looking forward to that.
Ian, without exhibitions, how important are these scrimmages coming up for you guys?
Honestly, without exhibitions and without the usual, kind of procedure leading up to the season, it's different. It's altered. I would say every day and every practice is one of the most important things because each day you have to build upon because the season is approaching closer and closer. And like you say, these scrimmages are going to be really telltale signs from learning from, okay, this is a live action play. We can't stop it. We need to execute it. And so now let's watch film on it. Let's correct it, or let's say, okay, that's what we did right. And so it's going to be huge for getting feedback on where we're at. So I think that's good. I mean, because exhibitions, you kind of get a feel. You kind of get to see your team in action versus other people. So not able to do that with COVID kind of makes it different, but it's something that's manageable, I would say.
As different as this preseason has been, Ian, has it kind of set in that you're 3 weeks away from an actual basketball game?
It's starting to set in. It's starting to set in. It's I'm excited because I hear it. I'm like, man, that date's on my calendar. I'm literally eyeing it every day I leave my room. But it's starting to set in for sure. I think as soon as I get into Joel and started to see like, okay, get in my locker, okay, yeah, it's that time of the year. So I'm excited for that.
Kind of piggyback.
Oh no, I was saying it's kind of crazy because like all this time, it was so much uncertainty and not knowing if it's going to be a season, not knowing, people telling you like, man, y'all not going to play this year. Like it wasn't not just not having fans, it was no season at all. So be concerned about that. And now it's like, okay, we're going to have opportunity to play. So I'm excited. So like, that's what I'm getting ready for. So sorry about that. Yeah, question.
That kind of answered my follow-up question to Les's question. But for you, just as a guy that's coming in with, as much experience that you have, what have you kind of been telling the guys in practice, just trying to get them ready for the season and, and for you learning the new system under Forbes?
I think the biggest thing for the guys is always being open to learn. I mean, none of us have everything mastered down, but chemistry is huge in coming together and being a unit. It can't just be one guy struggling or one guy not understanding something. We have to help each other out and come together to all have a group effort to understand what's going on. I think that's the biggest thing for this group. I mean, in my years, what I've learned is I've seen teams that have great chemistry and I've seen teams that don't have great chemistry, and I've been a part of it both. And so I know which ones are more successful. And so, like, realizing that that's where it starts at. And so if we're competing as a unit, learning as a unit, working as a unit, and feeding off each other, giving each other energy and effort every single day, that's going to carry over to, as the season is closer, that's going to carry over to games, it's going to carry over to each practice. And so.
Ian, kind of going off that the season starting question, are you guys kind of going a little crazy not having a full schedule to look at yet, since we're still all kind of waiting for this ACC schedule to come out?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you've seen some schools drop their schedule and stuff. You know, I'm a patient guy. It's hard to be, but you know, I'm a patient guy, so I know Wake Forest is doing their best to, you know, make it safe as possible and really get everything all lined up. So it's tough, but you know, whenever it comes out, you know, I'm gonna be the first one to check it out and kind of see who we got each day. So yeah, but but we know November 25th is the start date, so that's when it's going to go down. So that's when we're ready.
Have you not been bugging Frank to like get you some hints on it? You don't have any idea who you're playing and when?
Man, either way, whenever the games happen, it's gonna happen. I can't control nothing. There's nothing I can do, so I might as well just see. I mean, you know, Coach Davis, he'll let us know when it's time. He'll let us know when it's time.
Anything else for Ian? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it.